Hello, everybody. It's my privilege to introduce to you, all the way from the south side of Chicago, the man, the myth, the legend, my Theo, your brother, the Southside Unicorn.
Give me the duty officer then. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Hey, everybody. Went a little bit into a different style because it's What's Up Saturday on Veterans Day weekend, and got that patriotic twist to everything we're going to be doing, obviously, since even Thursday and Friday's show. And as promised, we're going to just chill out today. It's going to be very relaxed. We're just doing, a chill out. So look, go ahead and wash those dishes, turn the volume up, kick it around the house and clean up, and make sure that the volume on the show is louder than your vacuum cleaner. That way we can enjoy each other's company. What do you say? And I'm just going to be all about my boy Toot Sweet today. He is a great artist. He's a great patriot. And he has a lot of music. And you know what? I just want to share it with you. I think that someone out there, a lot of you out there, are going to hear his music. And one of those songs is going to click. Just like with me, all his music clicks. But, there seems to always be like this one song somewhere that just resonates with somebody. So I'm going to just go through a whole, string of his songs today. We may as well be a radio show today as far as that goes, music radio, because that's how we're going to be getting down. Yeah, we're going to do that. But if you want to holler at anything you hear on the show today, get a hold of me on the Twitter page at KenWhite4444, and it will link you to every other page that we have. Pardon me. Come on over to the Facebook page. That's where a lot of the conversations are really going down. And everybody's welcome. All voices are welcome. All questions, all opinions, everything is welcome, except people who deride other guests. Don't be belligerent towards other guests. Don't make personal attacks. Don't be taunting or snarky. And whatever you do, don't come with that weird, twisted opinion about Jesus Christ. Okay? I mean, everybody's entitled to their religious stuff and whatnot. And I really work hard to do that. But sadly, I came across a guy the other day. And, and it's not because he was objecting to me. It was how and the basis of his objections that got me. I'm trying to tell the people the good news that salvation is there for us. That we, the Lord God gave it to us. You cannot earn it. It's a gift. It's grace by the Lord Jesus Christ. And homie gonna come up to me, on the Facebook saying, the Bible ain't about us. It's about the Lord. It's about serving Him. It's about being righteous in His eyes and all this kind of weird stuff. And I had to do some. I had to get him up out of there because I'm like, I'm not gonna have the people listening to that. That's the problem with those Pharisees and Sadducees. Everybody, trying to be all super perfect with it. Hey, the Jesus Christ I know, He said all you need is the faith of a mustard seed, and if you got that much, you're good with Him. So I just get kind of weary with these people, who they just come so super funky. They'll run somebody away from Jesus. And to be honest, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. In fact, I'm not trying to be funny about it when I say we ain't got time for that. No pun intended, because no man knows the hour of the day. But it sure looks like it's getting short, don't it? So yeah, we're gonna get off into this show, and like I say, it can be Kool-Aid, it can be mint julep tea, it can be, I ask you not to mess with the Kool-Aid, but if you got to, if you must, pour yourself a glass full, and just get yourself chill. Cause how they do it with the Klingon drinking song, you hear it here every now and then. Hey.
Ich tak so tas gos faskral bei ti.
Ejem tafe deja I. Ich tak so tas gos faskral bei ti. En pajaj la mok jaj push. Jaj keles molor mi hoch. Shu.
A toast to all my listeners out there. I hope you got something in your hand, because I do. Pardon me. Yeah, they say you're not supposed to do that on radio, but this is my show. Yeah, Toot Sweet. Toot Sweet lives in New York. His father was a military serviceman, and Toot Sweet is a musician. He has decided to make his music, patriotic, geared towards Americans, geared towards, the positivities of our nation. And let me just tell you how I came to meet this man. I met him during the era of Obama. And most people are going to think I'm joking. And you know what? I'm telling you something. Long before this Blexit and hashtag walkaway. And I ain't knocking him, because Brandon Straka is one of my homies. You know what I'm saying? The Blexit crew, Harris Jr. and all those guys, I'm cool with them and down with them too. So I'm not knocking them. What I'm saying is, I've been a Republican since I was 10 years old. And so you imagine my pain, and I do mean pain, when President Barack Hussein Obama was elected. Now, at the time when he initially was going to run, I was married. And the children of my wife, though her children, I'm a stepfather to them, they're biracial, and so, she's kind of resonating with Obama because Obama's biracial, and, he was just the perfect candidate, right? Everybody's all happy about this man. And when I heard him speak, because I've always had the power of discernment and this prophetic eye, I never really understood where it came from for a while. But as I remembered my upbringing, as I had reason and cause to draw closer to him, I understand it was something he equipped me with. I used it in the natural, in business deals and stuff like that, but that's not what he gave it to me for. He gave it to me to do exactly what I'm doing right now. So yeah, it's the era of Obama. And Obama won. No, let me go back a little bit. I stood up from the couch while my biracial stepchildren and all that stuff, they kind of clapping because they can see themselves in him. That was part of the lure. But not me. Oh, Kenny got to stand up and go, in the name of Jesus, this man must not become president. If he is elected, you will see riots in the street. You will see businesses closed. You will see such negativity and racism resurge on such a level. My wife pulled me off to the side of the kitchen and she's like, "You can't be talking like that around the kids. You just stealing their joy. They so happy about, Barack Obama becoming president. He's a black man. You would think you would be happy about a black man being president too." But you see, I've never been handicapped by that, ever. I do see the content of a person's character and not the color of their skin. So nothing about Barack Obama tricked me. I saw him clear as day. And so when he got elected, it was a sad day for me. Woo! I would tell you the truth, I think I actually slipped into depression. I mean, because I'm not a leftist or a Democrat, I did not go out and put on a pink hat. I did not cry into the sky, no. I didn't do any of that stuff, but I still felt bad. It was it was a rough day for me. And, flash forward, because it wasn't immediately that I met Toot Sweet. I was still, trying to live my life and adapt to the Barack Obama era. And it was depressing. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. It wasn't a good time. We watched the slow dismantling of our nation. And then, one day I was scrolling through, what was that? YouTube. That's the name of that thing, YouTube. I'm scrolling through YouTube looking for, just bits and pieces of political data. And I came across this song. And it was a song that Toot Sweet had made. And I listened to it and I was like, it made me laugh. I had a lot of fun with it. And I felt good for all of the length of the time that the song had run. And I said, man, I hope this guy has more stuff. And so I went to his part of the page. You know how it is, you got your own page. And so I went and, yep, sure enough, there was more music. There was more stuff from him. And it was, it was Barack bashing. It was Obama bashing stuff, but it was respectful to a point. But it also resonated with how I was feeling. And I said, man, this is my dude right here. I'm hoping that I can reach out to him or something and just say thank you. And I did. And the cool part about Toot Sweet is he's such a down-to-earth American. The man actually responded back. And when he did, we struck up a conversation. I liked what he was saying. He liked what I was saying. And he was just very, how can I say it? Just cool, accommodating, He's white, I'm black. None of that even figured into the equation of getting to know, Toot Sweet. It was just a conversation that was, refreshing and assuring. And I was like, man, I gotta make sure that, people hear about this dude. And so that was one of the things that I decided to do once I, started getting to know him. And to this point, because you got to flash forward, Obama was elected in 2008? Me and Toot Sweet have struck up a relationship since 2009. So this is 2019. So ironically, I've known the man 10 years. Man, that's a long time. But it's been a good time. And I'm not going to miss these station breaks this time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go for a station break, and we'll be right back with more of the information on how I met Toot Sweet and get into the show of playing some of his music. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, my name is Toot Sweet, and I'm New York City's original artist, singing for the cause of freedom. I've spent the last 10 years of my life documenting history through my music. It's like a recipe that's blessing me, bringing out the best of me, aggressively testing me to create my own destiny and understanding, universally accepting adversity and learn more lessons in life than you're learning any. And when I'm in need of a dose of reality to escape the liberal land of make-believe, I tune in to the Southside Unicorn, where the truth is as solid as New York City concrete. My name is Toot Sweet, and you're listening to my friend Ken White on the Southside Unicorn, and this party's just getting started.
Hey, it's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and it is What's Up Saturday. It is Salute to Saturday on Veterans Day weekend, and we are doing basically a salute to Toot Sweet. When we left off in the first segment, I was giving you the origin story. If this was like a Marvel's comic or something like that, I was giving you the origin story, the friendship between, Toot Sweet and the Southside Unicorn, a.k.a. Ken White. The man is cool. I listened to his music, like I said in the first segment, and he was very accommodating, Oh, and speaking of, let me just jump into this real quick. Part of what I wanted to do with you all this weekend was enjoy your company it's a game that I play. It's called Big Fish Casino. Okay? And in there you got slots and you got roulette, and none of it's real. It doesn't require real money. You know, a good friend of mine, Miss Blonstein, she said, I don't even gamble for play. So she ain't coming, y'all. She's cool people. If you come onto the Facebook page, you'll see her there, and she has, you know, funny memes. She's very wise. You know, she's Jewish, and she's serious about her downhood for President Donald J. Trump. You know, a lot of Jewish people don't seem to be getting it right on that, but she definitely has it right, but she ain't coming to Big Fish Casino. But now, let me give you my code. Here's my code. I'm not going to put it in hard writing because I don't want just any old body to be able to get my code. The only people who are going to get it are the loyal listeners who are down for the Southside Unicorn Show. Why? Because you're listening. And that's how you're going to get the code. It is Big Fish Casino. That's where you go. And my player code is 618333740. Once again, 618-337-40. That's my code. Go ahead, go to Big Fish Casino, open up your own account or whatever, and then put my code in. It'll link you to my page. You know, just simply ask to be a friend. Once you do that, if possible, if there's room in the club, I'll just go ahead and add you to the club. And that way, you know, you play, I play, we both get points for it. I prefer to do it like on Sunday evenings sometimes. You know, people are like, gambling on Sundays, whoa. Take a better look at that. Don't get so serious. What's his name? Pastor Hagee said it best. He said, don't be so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good. Calm down. So anyway, now back on to Toot Sweet. The first song I heard from him was the one that kind of brightened my heart because it was a gloomy time being a citizen of the United States of America under Barack Hussein Obama. It was bad. You remember it. Don't want nothing near it to ever come back. So I don't want to see no Elizabeth Warrens. I don't want to see no Kamala Harrises. I don't want to see no Bernie Sanders or Bidens or any of them. Don't want none of that dank in my face again. We survived them. Now we better start recruiting some young people and start getting them ready while we're still under the umbrella of the Donald J. Trump presidency. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the first song I heard from Toot Sweet was called The Pirate in the White House. And here's the prophetic part. Listen to this song very carefully because Toot Sweet had him dead to rights. This song is about Obama. Now, in the end of it, now you got to remember, this song came out in his first term. And he called him a pirate in the White House. What in the world did Toot Sweet know that we didn't know? Because what would happen, y'all? What would happen in his second term? He turned around and gave our enemies, our sworn blood enemies, the Iranians, you know, the ones that say, I kill you, I kill you. Those guys, you know, death to America, death to Israel. These guys, the ones that, you know, are killing American soldiers and all this. Barack Obama gave them fools billions of dollars on a pallet. He couldn't give it to them quick enough. When you remember how he did it, this man in his last few days, well, he reminded me of Ferdinand Marcos when I was in the Republic of the Philippines, and Ferdinand Marcos was fleeing from Malacca Palace. He was taking boxes of gold in helicopters when he was leaving. You know what I'm saying? Him and Imelda and all her shoes. That's what Barack Obama reminded me of. In his last few days of presidency, he's giving the Iranians everything he could possibly give them. So it looks like Toot Sweet was right. There really was a pirate in the White House.
Hey, any of you ever been on a sailboat before? Welcome aboard the USS White House, Obama's 4-year-long blues cruise. Hey, how's the weather, Mr. Gore? Still predicting high seas? I thought so. Oh, take a look at Biden. Oh, Poseidon. He's got Barney Frank walking the plank. You think Pelosi knows about this? All right, El Presidente, we're ready to set sail when you are. He set sailing, stars and stripes are gone. I'm in disbelief. Our commander-in-chief is no more than a two-bit petty thief. Still campaigning under the skull and crossbones. Sailing the 7 seas, taking what he please. He robbed our treasury pirate in the White House.
Turn the reason into treason, like the seasons. That's change you can't believe in.
He's leaving us grieving as he weakens us what's mighty beacon of freedom, man.
Don't judge a book by its cover. You might just discover another swashbuckler. It's all around us like a virus. The way they lie to us. Is it the flu or hepatitis?
It may sound ridiculous, but who the hell is gonna guide us through these seas of uncertainty? Well, here we go.
Stars and stripes.
That's hope as the dope plays dumb, while Air Force One does a flyby my city skyline, scaring the dickens out of everyone. That old son of a gun.
Under the skull and crossbones.
Set in the seven seas, taking what he please, he robbed our treasury. There's a pirate in the White House.
This guy he thinks he's invincible. Think about the unthinkable. Almighty ship is now sinkable.
This guy's pushing me to the goddamn brinkable, with his message of hope in a bottle of drifted sea.
Taking bread from the bakers to feed the lawbreakers. Punishing money makers.
That's our savior, rewarding bad behavior. Laziness and incompetence, no!
Pushing cupcake on top of me to control my number on me. So he can take total control of me.
And the irony is I see through his transpiracy and unchallenged rhetoric. Well, here we go again. Man, this guy's got some imagination, confusing education with indoctrination. Yeah, that's life in this abomination.
Under the skull and crossbones.
Set in the seven seas, taking what he please, he robbed our treasury. There's a pirate in the White House.
Trashy that got to linger will come back and sting ya. So here's my middle finger.
As I salute you and your cronies on Capitol Hill, exchanging free will for hopelessness and despair.
Of which is with hypocrisy, a dash of audacity. You just created a catastrophe. If you don't like the answer, then don't ask the question. To Miss Californication.
Oh man, I see how their roles will switch. She's America's queen and he's the media's bitch. Yeah, you heard right. El Presidente is the media's bitch. Ain't that a bitch? Hey, Geithner, get your hands out of the treasure chest. Set in the seven seas, taking what he please, he robbed our treasury. There's a pirate in the White House. And as the smoke cleared, common sense disappeared. And just as we feared, Barack and Blackbeard, with his sidekick Jack Sparrow, set sail to the mighty Verrazano, patrolling the shallows in search of banks to disavow. Oh man, something here smells mighty foul. I'm throwing a towel in on this guy. And this guy's got more shady members and hidden agendas than Captain Morgan's got buried treasures. All up and down the Americas. Oh man. Set in the seven seas, taking what he please, he robbed our treasury. There's a pirate in the White House. And there's a pirate in the White House. What a disappointment as the anointed one sails on his never-ending campaign for lies, injustice, and the communist way, leaving in his wake memories of better days in the U.S. of A. Yeah, well, you know what they say. You get what you vote for. Yeah, you know, you get what you vote for. You get what you vote for. I bet you didn't know. You get what you vote for. You get what you vote for. I bet you know now. You got what you voted for. You got what you voted for. Oh yeah. You got what you voted for. Oh yeah. You got what you voted for. Oh yeah. You got what you voted for.
Pirate in the White House.
And that is Too Sweet, Pirate in the White House. And that's the very first song I ever heard from this gentleman, and I was just rolling. I mean, there is a music video attached to it, so if you want to see it, you got to get a hold of Toot Sweet on his page and check it out from there. Start with his Twitter page, which is at Hey, H-E-Y, Toot Sweet, TOOTSSWEET. And go there. It'll take you obviously to his YouTube page and all that. And there's a music video. His stuff is very well done, high quality, and it's just, I like it. I mean, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. And if you do happen to like it, go on over there and show the brother some love. Because like I said, I'm all about supporting our artists. I don't give a damn about John Legend. He's a legend in his own mind, and don't want to waste my time trying to watch him do his grind and mess up my mind. You know what I'm saying? We need to just go ahead and love on the people that's loving on us. And Toot Sweet is one of those artists that is doing exactly that. Joy Villa is exactly the same way. She's an artist, but she's a patriotic artist. Show her some love too. This is how it's supposed to be. Because I never will understand why are we out here breaking our neck trying to be liked by people who don't like us. I'm not hating on them. I wish they would understand that, and I'm talking about the mainstream. I'm talking about Hollywood and all the rest of them. They don't get it. They can still have their world under our auspice, which is the Constitution of the United States and a nation of laws. They can still have their quote-unquote, air quotes in the air, lifestyle. But if we let them control everything, our government, our schools, business, we let them control all of that, even they won't have their lifestyle after a while, because that's the way socialism works. It sucks the life out of everything, including those who create it. So yeah, my man Toot Sweet is really cool. If you have any artists that you know of, go ahead and mention them. Obviously, I'm down for my man Toot Sweet, and the Southside Unicorn Show promotes his music almost exclusively. If there are other artists out there with some stuff, I think there's a gentleman who's trying to reach us now, and he's a jazz musician. He wants to desperately have his music aired on the show. I think we're going to go ahead and play one of his tracks. Probably, okay, we'll do it next Friday. Next Friday we'll play this gentleman's track because he listens to the show and he's like, hey, I see what you're doing with Toot Sweet, and I'm a patriot too. So he kind of got me there. I don't know, I didn't get a chance to sample his music yet, but I see it in the queue and the email that came with it, which is, give my stuff a try. All right. We do believe in being fair around here, because the bottom line is all we got is each other. When it comes to what we're about, all we got is each other. Think about, all the stuff that's going on out there. If you wear a red hat, you liable to be putting yourself in danger. And notice what I said, a red hat. It ain't even got to say MAGA on it. These people are so easily triggered. You know what I'm saying? That all it's got to do is be red. And that makes them mad. Like little angry bulls and whatnot. And guess what? We ain't going to miss this station break either. We'll be right back after these messages. Go nowhere, because this is getting so fun.
She passed by in a black Mercedes. Damn, she fine. The way her body's moving. I popped the Perrier Jouet, trying to get the two-way cracking. Me and you back in the back of the back room, acting like you can't come back soon enough to do it rough. Cause you a bluff, but I'm a winner. I get hold, watch your pretty legs go.
The Southside Unicorn Show is my favorite. Why? Because host Ken White tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, no matter how controversial. I love it.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize it's not.
Hey, we're back for the third segment of What's Up Saturday. Salute to Saturday on Veterans Day weekend. That's right. Yeah, man, we're having so much freaking fun here. It's just, I'm loving it. Thank you all for being here with me. I see a lot of people on Twitter and Facebook. You are starting to get it. Look, just click like. Just retweet the show. Share it with somebody. It's taking off, and that's what's supposed to happen. Because we're supposed to be able to have a good time, too. I mean, I know some of the most leading people in the Republican game. They are some of the greatest thinkers, some of the greatest minds in the world. In the world. You know what I'm saying? And I love them. And if it comes down to their acumen and their prowess about the law, most of them are attorneys. They all are highly educated people, and they're my friends, and I'm proud of that. But like I said before, and you heard me say it, I even said it with Fleckers, when I appeared at the first annual Blexit in Los Angeles. I'm like Blade. You know what I mean? I'm a hybrid. I'm like half homeboy, half nerd. I'm like, I was born in Chicago, you know, but I'm not a Democrat. So that makes me like, I have all of a Democrat's strengths, but none of their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to the Southside Unicorn Show, what I'm doing is I'm bringing it down a couple notches. I'm loosening it up a little bit and just bringing it down on the basic level where we can just relax, have a good time. Of course, we're going to drop some, you know, some coins on the topics of the day. We're going to always say a prayer for our president, you know, and we're just going to conversate. No different than we would if we was in the grocery store or at the barbershop or in the house, you know. And we're gonna practice on how to talk to our loved ones that are conditioned. That's what the Southside Unicorn Show is about. Think of me as a black Jimmy Kimmel. Think of me as Arsenio Hall with a heavy right lean. We don't have that, you know. We try to listen to them, but it's hard to listen to their shows anymore because they're always bashing the president, and we're tired of that. So if you're really tired of it, spread the word absurd about this show. And that way people can have an alternative. You know, you want to get your head filled with, you know, all the knowledge of what's going on and the policies and the impending impeachment crap and all that. And I call it crap because that's what it is. Caca, whatever, you know. And then come on over here. We'll still touch on those issues, but we're going to do it in a relaxed way, you know, kind of chilled out. So back on to my mans and them Toot Sweet. Got to know him, got real cool. And then, he decided to do a patriotic song for the military that he called Soldier Boy. And he reached out to me and said, hey, I want to add you to this music video. Because his music videos are dope. Trust me, they're really nice. Go over to his YouTube page. You'll see what I'm talking about. He puts a lot of effort into his artistry. So, yeah, he reached out to me. And I consider it kind of prophetic because, and this is me exposing myself to my fan base. I'm not perfect. I wasn't perfect from the start. None of us are, you know. And we all have different crosses to bear. Mine, in my estimation, is a really bad cross. And so I don't talk about it very much. You know, growing up on the south side of Chicago, I was raised by a single mom, but my mom was the salt of the earth. And I always say, and she passed away in 1999, God rest her soul. And I always say, I hope to be half the man my mama was. You know? And I also said I wasn't going to be the type of guy that would bring kids into this world and not be there for them. Well, that was my plan. That was my hope. That was my intention. But you know what they say, life is what happens to you while you plan it. And so it didn't turn out like that. You know, I wished I could have done my job as a father a whole lot better if I had had the Lord Jesus Christ in my heart from day one. I would have definitely done it better. But for a season in my life, that's not where I was. And so, I had a son. His name, I won't put his name out there on the air like this. But I was what they call an estranged father. I was a non-custodial, and the contact was extremely rare. So my son had joined the United States Marine Corps days after 9/11, him and his brother. And he had gotten out, he did his time in the Marine Corps, but like they say, I wanted to count his fingers and toes, and he's like, what you doing? I'm like, I want to make sure everything on you is still the same stuff that you left with, And you can come back home and not have one scratch on you and still be scarred up very badly. So anyway, Toot Sweet said, hey, I want to bring you in on this video. And I said, hey, can I add my son to it too? So there's a music video out there called Soldier Boy. And in that video, you'll see a video of me and of my son. I wonder if you can pick him out. If you can, let me know what moment, what minute in the video you see him. And send it to @KenWhite4444 or, mention it on the Facebook page. But yeah, the next song that I'm going to play will be his song Soulja Boy, because, I was honored. When I saw that video come out, I played it everywhere, showed it to everybody, and that's the kind of man that Toot Sweet is. He's just real and down to earth, and even included me in his musical artistry, and that just basically galvanized our relationship even more. So the next song you're going to hear will be Soulja Boy.
It was cold for a Tuesday in June. I was walking down 23rd Street as I usually do, right past 7th Avenue. There was an old man on the corner standing proud. I noticed his shoe was untied and his cap read World War II, I survived. And till this day he thinks back, all the lives cut short by the war of wars to end all war and save the world. I shook his hand and thanked him. A warm feeling of courage and accomplishment came upon me, as at that moment I had realized I had just met a true American hero. You're my soldier boy, a man amongst men. You're my soldier boy, a man amongst men. You're my soldier boy, a man amongst men. Quick, deal with overseas conflict, rhetoric, politics, protests and lunatics, liberal degenerates talking shit, man, they're full of it. Won't take it anymore, wanna burn the flag, let it touch the floor. Why don't you do us all a favor? Instead of talking shit, wrap yourself inside it, get the gasoline, I'll ignite it. It's every May Day, like any other day, ain't about the paydays, courage and bravery to peace up in harm's way. Unsung heroes defeated the Nazis, outflanked the kamikazes, man, you ain't in it for the fame. The paparazzi, you're the reason we say what we say, and I thank God every day you boys are on my side. Boy, a man amongst men. You're my soldier boy, a man amongst men. You're my soldier boy, a man amongst men. Duty, courage, and honor. Well, then, yeah, I'm guilty, Your Honor, and I'll spend my time defending America from all who will harm her. In D.C. or Botswana, ain't no prima donna. I'll eat brunch in Samaya, Baghdad, or Tijuana. No hot tubs and saunas. I'm in this one to win this one, like any other one. Give me my mission and consider it done. This ain't a vacation. Cancel all reservations, define destinations, and here's a revelation. I pledge my allegiance to the United States, not the United Nations. Following this great tradition, mission after mission accomplished. Tyranny abolished, shoes polished. Retreat's not an option. It's a liberation, not a conquest. And to the novice, the enemy's been completely demolished. A man amongst men. You're my soldier boy. A man amongst men. You're my soldier boy. A man amongst men. And to all those brave souls who gave their lives defending this great country, a moment of silence. Breakfast at Tiffany's, crowds of people nonchalantly proceeding so blissfully to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. As the enemy's closing in on me, Lucifer has no sympathy. Strain close deep inside of me with God in the foxhole, fighting right beside of me, along with the memories of loved ones I miss. I leave my legacy like William Wallace and Spartacus, preaching up against Napoleon and Roman Centurion. Ain't never been a gambling man or a historian, but I bet my last dime you wipe the floor with them. Avoiding landmines every day is like the 4th of July. It ain't glorified on the silver screen like G.I. Joe, Rambo, true heroes unseen. Camouflage in army green, he don't form good deeds, he just keeps on repeating on. myself walking that same walk every day, wondering if I'll ever see that old man again, just so I could tell him how much he inspired me. I wrote this song for you.
And that's Toot Sweet's song, Soldier Boy. Again, it featured my son and myself in that video. In the interim of that video being made and up to the date that we're now talking, my son has passed away. And I'll see you someday, my son. And we were getting back together. Everything was coming together really nice. And the journey ended there, but it'll pick back up again in heaven. So, as you can see, Toot Sweet is just a dynamic man, but I'm going to go ahead and break that little moment with, the Southside Unicorn wants to do a joke, so I'm going to go ahead and let that part of me bust out. Here comes a joke from the Southside Unicorn.
An 85-year-old man had to do a sperm count for his physical exam. The doctor gave the man a jar and said, "Take this home and bring back a sample tomorrow." The next day, the 85-year-old man reappeared at the doctor's office and gave him the jar, which was as clean and empty as on the previous day. The doctor asked what happened, and the man explained, "Well, Doc, it's like this. First I tried with my right hand, but nothing. Then I tried with my left hand, but still nothing. Then I asked my wife for help. She tried with her right hand, and then her left. Still nothing. She tried with her mouth. First with the teeth in, then with her teeth out. Still nothing. We even called up Arlene, the lady next door, and she tried too. First with both hands, then an armpit, and she even tried squeezing it between her knees, but still nothing. The doctor was shocked. "You asked your neighbor? Good heavens!" The old man replied, "Yep. None of us could get the jar open."
I love jokes like that. I think you just call those basically corny jokes. But corny jokes make me laugh harder than anything in the world. There's a video on Facebook that I would love for you to see, but you got to come on Facebook to be able to see it. And guess what? It's time for another station break, and we're going to nail it right on time. We'll be right back after these messages. Go nowhere.
So many words. This is the essence of what the president communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that, I'm going to put you in touch with people, not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me. You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked. This is, in sum and character, what the president was trying to communicate with the president of Ukraine. It would be funny if it wasn't such a graphic portrayal of the president's oath of office. But as it does represent a real betrayal, there's nothing the president says here that is in America's interest, after all. It is instead the most consequential form of tragedy. for it forces us to confront the remedy the founders provided for such a flagrant abuse of office, impeachment.
What a joke that impending hearing is. You know, it's like what you're going to probably see them do. They're going to stop calling it like a hearing to see if it's an impeachment. And somewhere in there, they're going to stop using the word hearing to qualify the impeachment and just simply call it that. And the simple-minded people, the weaker-minded people, are going to just go with it. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say about that, stuff. We got to pray. We got to really get deep into it because, I mean, short of dealing with this in the physical world, this is one of those times that scripture really rings true. We war in the principalities. Because if we don't war there, we're going to war here on the earth, and it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty. So let's do all the prayers that we can that our nation will survive this next wave of evil, because it's never going to stop. Evil's going to always come around and around and around. Speaking of which, that new thing coming out, which is everybody says that Epstein didn't kill himself. Well, look, being former law enforcement, the whole 9 yards, your cameras ain't going to just go out and you don't get them fixed. Both your officers going to go to sleep. At the time this man dies, people hear screaming. Now we got Dr. Michael Baden saying, no, something went down here. This doesn't look like a suicide. Now, mind you, I'm just throwing away that new coroner from New York. I think every official in New York is bogus. Bogus. New York is just done. This woman named Amy, check this out. Just take a listen.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. Do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. There were a lot of men in those planes, a lot of men who visited that island, a lot of powerful men who came into that apartment.
And when you add into that all the stuff that we know now, yes, he was. And look, go to my Facebook, go to my Twitter, test me all the time. Please test me. Look, I said what date he would die. The minute he was arrested, within 2 hours of him being arrested, I posted it. And I said the day he was going to pass away. I missed it by 1 day. I missed it by 1 day. This was blatantly, clearly, this oligarchy, this deep state that's doing their thing. And now they're trying to work on our president. We can't allow it, ladies and gentlemen. This is as close to real freedom as we're going to get with the leadership of this particular man who is president right now. And unless we want to be slaves, unless we want President Ronald Reagan's words to come true, which is, if we let this thing perish, this shining city on a hill, we will doom everybody to 1,000 years of darkness. And he wasn't exaggerating. For what we have, for what this nation represents, it would take about 1,000 years to get it back. It was hard fought to get this nation formed. And we're going to let a bunch of punks take it away from us? Don't sit still. I wrote a meme, and it I think I might post it like on Monday or something. I might just do it Monday, Wednesday. It says basically don't be a couch potato. Because leftists and Democrats love mashed potatoes and GOP. Yum. So don't sit down on this one. I don't know what happened over there in Kentucky and Virginia, but we gotta get ourselves together, and get a whole lot better on that. There's another song that Toot Sweet made that was called One Wish. He made that one basically as an homage to Candace Owens. And that's the one I choose to play for you all right now. It's called One Wish.
one star, what will you wish for?
You gotta toughen up. And when people are able to strap you to the existence of being a victim, when people sell you that being a victim is a brand that is cool, they can control you. And that's what we see happening in so many different communities. You can be gay and not be a victim. You can be black and not be a victim. What we're seeing spreading like wildfire is a victor mentality. The idea that you can overcome anything that you've lived through.
One wish, one star, two wish.
Listen to the words of a king.
What will you wish for?
Don't make me out a victim, I'm victorious.
If you had one wish, one star, two wish.
Listen to a king when he sings.
What will you wish for?
I'm just a man on the outside looking in, and what I've seen these last 30 years been troubling. Nothing but deceit, manipulation, so much pain and devastation by committing the original sin. The label devil didn't listen to the prophet sing. So let me take you back to the beginning. In the words of a king, you judge a man by the content of his character, not by his race, creed, or color of skin. Those were the words of a king.
One wish, one star, two wish.
Listen to the words of a king.
What will you wish for?
What will
you wish for?
Don't make me out a victim, I'm victorious.
It's like a recipe that's blessing me, bringing out the best of me, aggressively testing me to create my own destiny and understanding, universally accepting adversity and learn more lessons in life than you'll learn in any university. Inspired by the gospel that's written in stone inside of me, to trust and confide in my conscience that gives a guide me to always practice what you preach, never compromise the principle. So much knowledge that you least remember that you're invincible.
One wish, one star.
Don't make me out a victim, I'm victorious.
One wish, one star.
Yeah, listen to a king, sing it to me, girl.
If you had one star or wish, tell me what you'd do with it. Blow it out, keep it lit. A flame still burns on a candlestick. I don't wanna be here, I don't even think there. Face on my face, gonna wipe all my tears as I get up off my knees, yeah. One wish, one star.
You can overcome anything you put your mind to.
One wish, one star.
If I had one wish, I would do it for you.
One wish, one star.
We could change the world if we really wanted to.
One wish, one star.
We can overcome anything we put our minds to.
One wish, one star.
No, I'm not a victim, I'm victorious.
One wish, one star.
No, I'm not a victim, I'm victorious.
One wish, one star.
No, I'm not a victim, I'm victorious.
One wish, one star.
In the words of a king, we're all victorious.
And that is Toot Sweet, One Wish, dedicated to Candace Owen and all the fighters, the mighty 200 that are out there doing their thing, because all our voices matter. And imagine each one of us as a drop of water. Could you imagine all those drops of water coming together and coalescing? We can become a tsunami. We change the world. This citadel, this shining city on a hill, it's us. We the people, the free people. Let's join with Hong Kong. Let's join with all the freedom fighters around the world, and let's set this thing aright, because we didn't choose that our brothers and sisters would be blinded to decency, freedom, and honor. They are stuck in that cycle, and it's not our obligation to let them overwhelm us. It's our obligation to keep a beacon of light for those to come to, so that they don't wander around in darkness. And that's going to require a lot of strength from us, ladies and gentlemen. Just like my brother Brandon Straka when he took it to April Ryan. This is just a little joke that I did. I hope he takes it in the right vein. But when he had that little conversation, that little conflict with April Ryan, and she tried to get all, she tried to bow up on him, my man brought it to her. And so I made this myself for Brandon Straka when he took it to April Ryan, y'all.
Shelby, you play piano down in my church. I figure we bring him in, help him develop our sound.
You know he white, right?
No. He just light-skinned.
Well, then let me ask my question.
Speaking of lies, let me tell you something. My middle name is true. April Ryan. You
right. So here's my question. My name is Brandon Straw. I created the Walk Away campaign. The campaign for people who are walking away from the Democratic Party. The reason why I walked away from the Democratic Party is because CNN lied to me about Donald Trump mocking reporters at the meeting. Just the same way that they lied about Julie Rose, and they're lying to you about everything. The liberal media is lying to you. Quiet and lying to you people.
Get him, whoop that trick. Get him, whoop that trick.
Oh, Shell, find it, man, find it. Speed it up, speed it up. There you go. I like that clap. Now that'd be like skin, huh?
Whoop that trick, get him, 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 whoop that trick, go! I'm gonna make these suckers recognize I ain't playing.
That's for my brother Brandon Straka when he took it to April Ryan, because he's just a little light-skinned, right? But he took it to her, and that's how we got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot be afraid anymore because, after all, we are fighting for our lives. This is Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. This went really fast. Love you. See you on Sunday.
Touching